You don't just become the most popular video game in the world by sheer luck or by following the same formula as everyone else. If you want to be the best, like Epic Games' Fortnite, then you're going to need to take some risks every now and then. Sometimes these risks work out, while other times it doesn't go as planned and you get into a lot of trouble. Today we'll be taking a look at the Fortnite risks gone bad. First arrived, we got treated to a new Battle Pass skin known as Calamity. While many gamers were talking about how thick the new skin was, others took it up a notch and noticed something odd about the skin. As SMGX Princess shows us, she comes with extra physics for a pair of these assets. Yup, we're talking about her boobs. While this got plenty of gamers foaming at the mouth, Epic Games didn't put these physics into the game on purpose. They were actually shocked to see these physics in the game and had no idea where they came from. Whatever the case may be, they somehow found a way to accidentally end up on the Calamity skin. Well, whoever did put the physics in, whether it was on purpose or by accident, probably ended up getting fired for what we think is one of the stupidest reasons ever. Epic Games has ended up in court on more than one occasion since Fortnite has been released. The first time they ever got sued was by Bluehole, the developers behind PUBG, for copyright infringement. Essentially, since Fortnite came out with their own Battle Royale mode a few months after PUBG, and both games were built on the same Unreal Engine 4, Bluehole believed Fortnite Battle Royale stole their idea and used it to make a profit. In the video game world, deciphering who owns an idea is nearly impossible. No game is truly unique. They're all inspired by something, and it turns out Fortnite Battle Royale was inspired by PUBG. There's nothing wrong with that, so the lawsuit resulted in a draw that was most likely settled outside of court. That being said, if we were Epic Games, we'd want to stay out of court for as long as we can. But they didn't listen. Epic Games noticed there were thousands of cheaters playing Fortnite, so they had to do something to stop all of this madness. It wasn't as bad as all of the Chinese hackers who were ruining PUBG servers, but it still wasn't very good. They found evidence of a 14-year-old Fortnite player cheating and decided that banning him wasn't enough, so they went ahead and sued the minor. Sure, cheating is awful and you shouldn't do it, but is it really worth taking someone to court over? Anyway, when the dust settled and the minor's mom stopped yelling at Epic Games that they should be ashamed of themselves, the 14-year-old can no longer be involved in producing, selling, or using cheats anymore, and if he's caught doing so, will be subject to a $5,000 fine. This led to Epic Games purchasing the anti-cheat firm Camu just this October. Fortnite even got sued over their emotes. Rapper 2Milli started this trend by suing Fortnite over the Swipe It emote because it's a lot like his Milli Rock dance. As Punch and Shoot shows us, it's very similar to the dance, so he may actually have a case. Not even 2 weeks later, Alfonso Ribeiro sued Fortnite over the Fresh emote shown by Dyloon. That looks a lot like the dance popularized by his character Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That same day, Russell Horning, aka the Backpack Kid, also sued Fortnite over their Floss emote, since it's exactly like his floss dance. The thing is, he's been to Fortnite events and even gave us the floss on stage before, so we don't quite understand why he would sue Epic Games. Whatever the case may be, we don't expect any of these lawsuits to be settled anytime soon. For Halloween and Christmas 2018, we got some re-released skins that really upset the so-called OG players who were the first to get their hands on it. While we did get some awesome new skins for Halloween and Christmas, it was the re-releases like the Skull Trooper, shown by Will Kills, and the Merry Marauder that ticked some players off. We thought this was pretty stupid, but all those OG players were having a fit about not being a part of the 1% who had a certain skin anymore. It was honestly hilarious. Now, of course, the rarer an item is, the more special we feel as players who own that item, so it does make sense for the community to feel like Epic Games stripped them of the opportunity to continue to be a special snowflake, but it doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. One of the main reasons why Fortnite is the most popular game in the world right now is crossplay. It doesn't matter what console you play on, you're able to play with someone on another console. It's incredible, but Sony had to ruin everything. They infamously prevented players with Epic Games accounts linked to their PS4 from playing with those on Xbox and Switch. The CEO of Sony even dismissed the whole crossplay controversy by saying that PlayStation is the best place to play, which is one heck of a stretch considering considering it's probably the worst console to play it on with the whole crossplay issue. Now, Sony recently changed their stance on this and have opened up crossplay with Xbox and Nintendo Switch players, but it was like pulling teeth. It's still in beta, but we expect crossplay to be completely opened up on PS4 very soon. Took them long enough. It was inevitable that Fortnite would make its way to mobile phones, considering you were already able to play it on pretty much all electronics known to man. In the Littlewood shows us Fortnite for iOS, and we're not surprised it came out for Apple phones first. It got some players real mad, and we honestly have no idea why. When it comes to developing apps, developers tend to focus on iOS before Android. It's not because they think iOS is a better mobile operating system, it's because there are only one group of phones that run iOS, but tons of different Android phones. Android has so many different screens and resolutions, so naturally, it'll take time for it to get optimized for all Android phones. Sure, Fortnite could have been released on a mobile version of both iOS and Android at the same time, but it would have meant delaying the iOS version for no reason. Back in early April 2018, Epic Games held a contest where the winner would get their emote put into the game. It was called the Boogie Down Contest and came out around the time where the disco-inspired skins were released along with the Boogie Bomb. Plenty of players recorded themselves dancing for the chance of their dance being turned into an emote in the game. By now, the Orange Shirt Kid is famous in the Fortnite community. When he didn't win the contest, the community wasn't having any of it. Redditor Vigilant Foe Tracer demanded justice for the Orange Shirt Kid, along with plenty of others in the community. Well, they got just that in the Orange Justice emote shown by Agent C 2008 that you could unlock at tier 26 of Season 4 whether you bought the Battle Pass or not. All you have to do is get mad at Fortnite for them to listen. While we can fly around in planes like Jordan GI and drive around in the many land vehicles Fortnite has to offer, it wasn't always this way. When the game just started off, there were no vehicles, and it was part of what separated it from other Battle Royale games like PUBG. The lack of vehicles became a staple of Fortnite for a while until shopping carts were added into the game and upset some hardcore players. It was more of a joke vehicle though, because it was just hilarious to see one player dancing in the carriage and another one pushing the other around. Then we got the ATKs, that were essentially golf carts for the whole squad. After ATKs, we got Quad Crashers, which are ATVs that destroy everything in their path. Only after we had 3 different land vehicles did we finally get the Stormwing plane that changed the game. Fortnite's success has partially been built on the way the game keeps changing. We're constantly seeing new weapons, items, and vehicles make their way in and out of the game. One of the most exciting weapons we ever got our hands on was the first iteration of the guided missile. If you remember, back in Season 3, this weapon was absolutely OP. Just take a look at this gameplay by Muselk if you don't believe us. You could fire it pretty much anywhere and be sure to hit your target for massive damage. It forced Epic Games to remove the weapon from the game, and when it was put back into the Battle Royale in Season 5, it was a shell of its former self. Honestly, at this point, it's been vaulted and came back into the game twice, so we don't know what Epic Games is doing with this thing. Oh, the drum gun. We really miss you, buddy. Back in the glory days of Fortnite, this weapon was an absolute beast that wasn't rare at all. While we can't all be as good as Vicstar 123, this gun was so powerful, it could transform noobs into decent players. Right away when you picked up the drum gun, you took note of its massive 50-round capacity. It also had high damage and was quite effective at medium range despite being an SMG. Many players were complaining about how easy it was to get the weapon and how powerful it was, which led to it being vaulted in the middle of Season 5. It was a shame because in the hands of inexperienced players, it evened things up a bit, which meant more noobs would have stayed alive longer, but hey, it's Epic's game, so we just have to play by their rules. If there's a go-to close-range weapon in Fortnite for many players, including pros, novices, and streamers like Matt Laugh, it most likely was the double-barrel shotgun. By firing off both shots, this shotgun had the potential to deliver all kinds of damage and take enemies out with ease. It dealt more damage than the pump, tactical, and heavy shotguns per bullet, and was able to fire 2 shots off quicker than any of them. In fact, when it was first released, it was so dominant at close range that Epic Games had to tweak the damage a little bit. Post-nerf, it was still hands down the best close-range weapon in the game, which forced Epic Games to vault the weapon for good because they struggled to find that balance. It's a real shame because we loved what the unique weapon brought to the table. Fortnite sure loves their skirmishes. It's a chance for all players to show off their skills and win a grand prize. The summer skirmish was a massive success for Fortnite, but it came with a lot of controversy over the winner. An unknown player at the time, iDrop's Bodies, won the whole tournament and earned a grand total of $130,000, but he was accused of cheating. Players thought that he was using an aimbot or keyboard and mouse on console because his aim was simply too good for someone on console. This forced Epic Games to investigate the player and led to some pro players like Myth and Dr. Lupo to talk about how other pro players are just annoyed that a pro didn't win. In the end, Epic Games found no evidence that iDrop's Bodies cheated, and he deservedly kept all of his earnings. Good for him. Even Fortnite's fall skirmish had its fair share of drama. Nate Hill and Funk Bomb were playing a game of duos when Funk Bomb was knocked down and eliminated for good. Since this is a tournament with real money up for grabs, players are expected to mute their mics after they're eliminated so they don't give their teammate any extra information about what's going on in the game by spectating their opponents. Clearly, Funk Bomb didn't get the memo as he was giving Nate Hill the location of players despite having to either be completely silent or not say anything game related. Now, to his credit, Funk Bomb did say that what he was doing was probably cheating and stopped immediately, but it was too late. Many players called Funk Bomb out and wanted him to be banned from all tournaments everywhere. But that's a huge overreaction, and we're glad Epic Games thought so too. A Current Affair, or ACA for short, is an Australian TV program that airs on weeknights. It talks about, you guessed it, current affairs, and of course, one of those affairs was Fortnite. You know exactly what ACA decided to talk about. That's right, video game addiction and violence. Honestly, in terms of addiction, they're not wrong. There are plenty of people who are absolutely obsessed with this game and spend hours and hours each day binging on Fortnite. What really annoyed us is the violence part. There's no blood and gore in Fortnite. Absolutely none. Sure, you have to swing your pickaxe at players, fire a gun, and kill your opponents until you're the last one standing, but it's done in a fun and cartoony way. No one becomes aggressive by playing Fortnite. They become aggressive because of all the stuff that happens to them while playing. While most Fortnite players are kids, believe it or not, there are some married adults who play Fortnite as well. Shocking, we know. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing Fortnite occasionally for an hour or two every once in a while, but some married men take things a little too far, and their gaming habits start causing problems in their marriage. If you'd rather play Fortnite than spend any time with your wife, then you might be slowly working your way to divorce. That's right. Over 200 couples in the UK have said that Fortnite is the main reason for their divorce. Not cheating, not financial issues, but Fortnite. These guys should have tried to get their wives into Fortnite too. Then they would have been one happy family, but nope, that's too much work. If you're a married Fortnite addict, please make sure you still have time for your real family. While the Battle Royale mode is the main attraction of Fortnite, it's not the only mode available. When Fortnite was first launched, the only mode available was its single-player PvE game mode, Save the World. While it doesn't get the attention it deserves from Epic Games, the developers have taken things too far in the game mode on more than one occasion. Back in May 2018, Save the World players like the Rad Brad noticed that after ages of grinding and trying to get the best dragon weapons, their gear had changed. This was because a patch accidentally re-rolled their perks, meaning things had changed without players being aware of it. Players spent hours upon hours trying to get these weapons with the perfect perks, but this re-roll forced them to take even more time out of their lives to fix something that was perfectly normal before the patch. Not cool, Epic Games, not cool. There are a lot of hidden messages in Fortnite. We see references to pop culture in the skins and emotes in the game, but sometimes people notice some off-putting things. Ethan made a symbol in the game that looks exactly like the one we saw on plenty of German flags back in World War II. We don't blame Ethan for bringing this to our attention because things can't be fixed unless someone notices that they're messed up, but we just don't like it and we don't want to see it. Now, obviously, this symbol was accidentally put in the game. The lines most likely show up because they just appear when you edit a piece of metal that way for whatever reason. This isn't a big deal when you have one piece of metal, but when you combine all 4 of them together, the lines all repeat, making it look exactly like that symbol. One of the most popular Fortnite streamers out there has to be Tyler Ninja Blevins. In fact, he's probably the most popular gamer in the world right now, appearing on the front page of ESPN magazine, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, and too many late-night talk shows to count. While he's now a flashy hair-colored PG personality, it wasn't always that way for Ninja. When he first began streaming Fortnite, he was known as Ninja's Hyper, and put on one heck of a show on stream. Nothing was off limits. He would constantly swear, and his accents had us dying of laughter while we watched him rack up victory royale after victory royale. Then things just changed. He stopped swearing, dyed his hair, and rebranded himself simply as Ninja. His content is still great, but many believe it was Epic Games who told him to dial it back because many of his followers were children. Going back to the PvE Save the World mode, we mentioned earlier that it wasn't getting the attention it deserved from Epic Games ever since the Battle Royale mode for Fortnite was released. While this makes a lot of sense because Fortnite Battle Royale is an absolute cash cow, raking in millions and millions of dollars, there's a small percentage of players who exclusively play Save the World and feel left out. Seeing as Epic Games has made over $3 billion in 2018 from the game, they could totally dedicate an entire team to the PvE mode so both of their player bases are satisfied. It's unfair that Save the World is being neglected, and it's really irritating fans of the game mode. It was supposed to go free to play in 2018, but that didn't happen, so don't be surprised if Epic Games scraps it altogether. Those were just some of the risky things Fortnite has done that got them or their players in some trouble. What do you think is the riskiest thing Epic Games has done?